Hello, what's up guys? I'm Kyle from KGR and welcome to Show and Tell. For the few that are new, Show and Tell is a pickup series that I show off games, action figures, or anything else that's just nerdy that I picked up within a certain time frame. It used to be monthly, but I'm not as rich as I used to be anymore, so I can't pick up things every month. I'm a little proud of that because I don't feel as much of a shopaholic, but it's still bad. So last week I did a show and tell specifically for just too many games. So if you want to see that, you can either click, was it up here? Yeah, I think it's somewhere up here. But before that, I haven't done one of these since January, I think, or maybe December. I don't remember. I know it was like very early into me moving in here. So we've gotten a lot of things since we've done that last show and tell. However, everything I'm showing off today is gonna be things I haven't done reviews on, because like I've picked up a lot of Sonic figures and some other figures, but I'm not gonna be showing them in this video because I've already went over my full thoughts in all of those reviews. So this is just gonna be stuff I haven't done reviews on or just don't plan on doing reviews on, at least action figure wise. But we're still gonna showcase some games. Even though I did stream them, I still want to show them off anyway. But I've gotten some more stuff that I haven't really shown off all that much that I want to go more in depth on. I've gone in depth on some of these on live streams, but not in a full YouTube video like this, so I want to do that. But before I get into all of that, I want to ask you guys a quick question of the day. What is something that you've picked up recently that brings you a lot of joy? Whether it be a game, a figure, or anything else that just makes you so happy that you got it, you know? Let me know in the comments, because I actually read the comments. But I love doing show and tell because it kind of brings me back to when I was a kid in elementary school. I loved showcasing everything that I picked up, and now I can do that as an adult. It's pretty nice. But we're gonna go over some of the games quick. It's a very short stack. And here are the games. And the first game that I'm gonna talk about really shows how long it's been since I've actually shown off a lot of stuff that I picked up recently. And the first one is gonna be Pokemon Legends Arceus. I hate the way it's pronounced, by the way. I think it should be pronounced Arceus, but that's just me, I guess. Anyway, I played this, I was streaming this a lot, and with what I played, I had a good time, but I never finished it though. There's like 5, I want to call them sacred beasts. It's lack of a better term. I know they're called something else. But these 5 beasts that you gotta get, I've gotten 4 of them, and like you just gotta farm so much, you gotta catch so many Pokemon, and I didn't want to do that all that much, so I never finished this, sadly. But with what I did play, I really liked a lot. So hopefully this next Pokemon game is going to be really sick. I really hope so, because I've been falling out of love with Pokemon for a very long time. The next one I got is kind of a gift. We got Persona 5 Royal. Now, I've had regular Persona 5 on my PS5 technically since I got the PlayStation Plus collection. And my coworker has been obsessed with this game, okay? And even my cousin has been obsessed with this game. My coworker has been obsessed with this game, and even my cousin has been obsessed with this game. And they've been pushing me, you gotta play it, it's so good, it's one of my favorite games of all time. And at my job, we played the soundtrack to this a lot, and we love it so much. Like, honestly, it was the soundtrack and also all the nagging that I've gotten is what getting me to play this game. I'm only about 15 hours in, I haven't played this in a couple of weeks, but I do want to keep playing this. I just haven't had time to sit down and actually play a game on stream all that much. It was really nice. I had time for like a little bit of stuff, like a little bit of Mario Kart, because it's just pick up and play real quick, but like with this, you gotta dedicate time for this. So I'm excited to keep going with this. But one of my viewers bought me this game. I can't remember which viewer in particular it was, but we're having a good time with this though. Next up we got is Tomodachi Life. I played a demo to this on a live stream, and I immediately fell in love with it. And I decided, like, every once in a while I want to do a chill stream. I'm just going to pop on Tomodachi Life and just see what happens. It's so goofy to play around with. So, if you want to see that, make sure you come into my live streams, at least my chill streams, because that's a lot of fun to play. I never picked it up when it first came out, so I kind of feel guilty of that. I wish it would get a Switch port, because that'd be pretty sick. But now the next game I want to get for my 3DS is Pilot Wings Resort, because I never got that. And I realized I picked up one of the wrong games in the stack, so I have to fix that real quick. But the next game we got is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Now, this game is, at least if you do just the main campaign, it's probably about like up at most 15 hours long. And I loved playing this game so much, but like towards the end of it, I was getting so burnt out. I'm like, I'm ready to move on to something else. This is fun, but I'm done. So when I saw all the extra content that came out, like after this game was done. I'm like, screw that. I'm done. But I did enjoy this game a lot, though. Like, when it was fresh, I absolutely loved it. But right now, I'm so burnt out by it already. So, we're just going to put that one down. But that was the first Kirby game I actually sat down and played. I've played a little bit of other Kirby games, but not much. But this is like the first one I actually beat. So, maybe I should play other Kirby games. But until then, we're going to stand up and play games by playing Nintendo Switch Sports. Now, this game is so fun. But man, is it missing a lot, though. I wish it had baseball. So much. There's some other sports I wish it had. Like, badminton, I feel, is so unnecessary since volleyball is there. Or tennis. But, hey, it's there, I guess. They're adding golf. I give no craps about golf. I'll be real with you. And the avatars that you see on, like, the sides and stuff, these things are ugly. I don't like these. You can get, like, special costumes for them, but I don't like any of the costumes. Like, every week they make you, like, get a new update to get a bunch of new costumes. And for a few weeks, I was earning all of them, but I realized they're doing this every week, and I am sick of it. I'm not doing that. Screw that. Because at first I'm like, oh, completionist, but, like, it just doesn't end. I don't feel like doing that. No. No. I enjoy this game, but not play it every day. Love it. Plus, I saw some furries in there. I got a little creeped out from that. Now, that's all the video games I picked up. But there is a card game I did pick up that I do want to show you guys quick. And that is the YuGiOh GX Speed Duel box. The Duel Academy box. Now, if you don't know what YuGiOh Speed Duel is, there was an app. There was a game that you can get called Duel Links. I'm pretty sure a lot of people play Duel Links. If you know what Duel Links is, this is real-life Duel Links. Only 3 zones to play with, no main phase 2. The limit is like between 20 to 30 cards in your deck. And then you have skill cards, and this thing actually comes with skill cards. So this thing comes with 8 different decks, and they all have like different characters. Like, one will be Jaden's deck, so it'll be like an Elemental Hero deck. There will be a Crystal Beast, Destiny Heroes. There's a bunch of other people in there as well. Like, this is a really fun box to play. There was one that came out previous to this, based on Battle City, and there was like 2 or 3 Yugi decks, 2 or 3 Kaiba decks, and a bunch of other characters as well. So this is just the GX generation of that, and I love it so much, and I really, really hope they also do one for 5Ds, because 5Ds is probably like one of my favorite generations. GX is pretty up there as well. Like, GX is fantastic, because they didn't really do too much to it. Like, they just added more fusions, and that was it. They didn't introduce a whole different thing like synchros or XEs or pendulums or link monsters. I hate all those. I do like synchros, they're okay, but I loved it when it was a little bit more simpler with GX and the original Yu-Gi-Oh! I bought 2 of these. One to actually play with and another one to like put in a binder so I can like take all those cards out and stuff. This set's sick. This set's so cool. So if you're a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, you're gonna absolutely love this box. It's only like 30 bucks, and sometimes I see it on sale for even cheaper. So if you like Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, please get this box. The Battle City box, I think, has gone up a bit, and that one is the better box, in my opinion. But if you want to feel nostalgic and go back to a simpler time in Yu-Gi-Oh!, this thing's worth every penny. The next thing I want to show off is a little Nintendo related. These were from the My Nintendo Reward program. It's the little keychains you can get of N64 box art. We got Mario 64, Ocarina of Time, Mario Kart 64, and Star Fox 64. A lot of 64s in there. Now, these are also to help promote like the expansion pack that you can get for Nintendo Switch Online. These things are cool. Originally, I was gonna give the Star Fox one to my friend, but like now that I actually see this in hand, I'm like seeing it in person, I'm like, you know what? I like this. I'm gonna keep this. This is nice. I almost wanted to get Mario 64 complete in box, but that's expensive, so I'll just settle for this. This is okay, I guess, for now. There is something also Nintendo related that I got was really cool, but it's just too cool to like show off now. I want to save the coolest stuff towards the end. But we will keep it related to Nintendo by showing off this Min Min amiibo. I hate it when a bell goes off when I'm recording a video, but it is what it is. But yeah, we got this Min Min amiibo. It looks absolutely fantastic. There's so much detail in here for an amiibo. It looks so good. But getting this was a little bit of a struggle. I eventually did find it out in the wild, but now it's here. Now the next ones we gotta wait on are Steve and Alex. And I gotta make some more room on my amiibo shelf because I'm running low on space. But we're gonna make it work. I promise. Now, this next thing I got at a street fair. I forget how I discovered this, because I've been looking for this for a little bit, but somehow it got brought to my attention, and me and my old man were trying to find this thing. We couldn't find it. It goes for like $8 on eBay, so it's not expensive, but MSRP is only $1. So if you can find this thing for $1, that'd be sick, and that's what I got it for. And that is this little Mario Kart Hot Wheels. Now, Mario Kart Hot Wheels is a huge thing right now. I wanted to collect it, actually. I really wanted to collect the Mario Kart Hot Wheels, like when it was first coming out. And then I quickly realized how fast it grew and how much there is. And I'm so thankful I never got into collecting that, because that would have been an absolute nightmare. And the thing that stopped me, actually, was when it first launched, there was a silver and gold Mario that you could get, and the gold one was like, they were both exclusive to Comic-Con, and it was also partially blind bag. You didn't know which one you were getting until you opened some box, and you could still, like, it was like some little cover, so you could still have it technically still in the box for collecting purposes, but the gold one is like stupid hard to find and stupid expensive. I'm not doing that. I'm like, screw that. There's a few that I want just because they look cool, but for the most part, I don't need these things all that bad. But this thing is just the cart. There's no character inside there. So, as a Hot Wheels collector, I'm barely one. I collect very little Hot Wheels. But this is sick, though. So I had to get this, especially for only $1. Now, this next thing I got is something that my girlfriend bought for me like a while ago. It was on pre-order. She paid for it, and then it eventually came. And that is this solar-powered Sonic. It taps its foot and lower and raises its eyebrows whenever it gets enough sun. But it needs actual sunlight. It's not like a calculator where the light in your room is enough. No, this thing actually needs a decent amount of power. Now, I rest this guy on top of the air conditioner over here, and this thing likes to tap to the point where it does kind of get a little annoying. And it makes me wish that there's a little bit of foam, or at least the top was made of foam or something, so when he taps his foot, you don't really hear it all that much, because this thing is cool, and it's starting to go. It's starting to get a little bit of sunlight to actually go. So as much as I like this thing is a little bit annoying. Eventually, it becomes like white noise. You just don't listen to it much anymore, and it'll just go blind to you. But if I'm recording a video, I have to move this thing, because I don't want this thing tapping in the background. But this thing is cool, though. If it wasn't as noisy, I would keep this on forever. Like, there's no switch on this thing either. Like, only solar powered. But it's so cool. It's annoying, but so cool, though. And he is not very happy with my opinion. I would have done a proper review for this thing, but I don't know how to review this thing, because I gotta put it next to a window for it to actually work. So that's all I gotta say. It's $30. It's a little expensive, but it's kind of neat, though. Speaking of Sonic things, this is something that I've been looking for a very long time, and I found him when I was on the hunt looking for the movie Sonic figures, and that is the Omega figure from Jakks Pacific. Now, I know there's a Rouge out there as well, and when they make a 2.5 inch, like a smaller scale Rouge, then I'll buy that. But I don't think they're gonna be doing that for Omega, so I bought this Omega like ASAP. He's cool. He's really cool. Like, part of him feels like he's 3D printed because there's like, I don't know, you can like scratch it. Like, I feel like it's supposed to be like a giant polished glossy design, but it's not. But this thing is so cool looking though. Like, this is the first ever Omega action figure, and for a long time, like, he was like super hard to come by. He still kind of is, but he's getting a little bit easier to find. At least as easy as he can be. As long as there's no Toys R Us anymore, trying to find these figures is not going to be all that easy. Which, speaking of Toys R Us, I've actually thought about making a new video reminiscing about Toys R Us, because I've done that one of those a long time ago, but now even more time's passed, and I kind of want to do another video on that. But if I make that video, I kind of want to make it different. I want to make it so I actually do it in front of an actual Toys R Us that I used to go to when I was younger. Unfortunately, there's a prison across the street from there. Thankfully, I know somebody who works in that prison, so I can see, like, if they're okay with me just recording a video in front of a Toys R Us, like an empty building. I'll see if I can do that, but I gotta wait until it's like a cloudy day, because if you're doing it like when the sun is fresh, it becomes very harsh on like the lighting, so a cloudy day would make it look a little bit better. So if you want to see a video of me reminiscing of Toys R Us in front of a Toys R Us, let me know, because I can probably make that happen. Now, the next thing I got was a little expensive. This one hurt a little bit to get, but I fair warned everybody, if I get into Persona 5, I'm gonna need an action figure for it, and I fell in love with it, so here he is! We got the Joker Figma, and he also comes with a little Morgana, so that's kind of cute. I forget how much I paid for this. Actually, I didn't pay as much as you expect. So I think I only paid like $60 or $70 or something like that. I got it from my figure collection. Like, it was from another user. And he also pre-ordered this thing from Good Smile Company, so it also came with an extra head for Morgana. I don't have that on right now, it's in the box. But I got like a special edition for less than what the figure actually goes for. This thing is like at least $100 figure. So I got it for less than 100, and I'm very happy with that. So I'm like, I gotta jump on that deal. So I got it, and no regrets so far. I've done one photo shoot with it, and with some of the pictures I've taken, I'm not too happy with them, because I took them very late, and I was like delusional and tired. So I want to do another proper photo shoot for this guy eventually. But right now, I've just been so busy. And I'm also anticipating some other figures coming as well, like the SH Figure Arts, Buzz Lightyear, and Toy Story figures, and a couple other figures are coming out as well. And also the SH Figure Art Naruto figures. I'm trying to get those as well. But it's been very difficult trying to find all these things and afford all these things. So keep that ad revenue coming, because that's actually what's paying for these figures. And because I got that Joker, there's a figure of him in just his normal school outfit. And I'm getting that figure as well, but that doesn't come out until like late August. So it's going to be a while until I get that. But when I get that, I'm doing that. I was going to do a review on Joker. I have him on the bed right now. I was going to do a review on Joker, but I've been getting so burnt out by figure reviews lately. I kind of want to do just other stuff for now, or even just relax, you know, like, or even not even do content for a little bit. Like, just take a week or two off and then just get back into it. The best thing to do is just to step back, you know. I might end up doing that here soon. But I really want to do show and tells, because I love show and tells. But speaking of, let's continue. I gotten some more things, and since I mentioned earlier that I was getting the new Toy Story figures from Reveltech, I gotta get these because this is gonna look so good with them. I got the 3-pack of the Kingdom Hearts characters as the Toy Story forms, as proper action figures. These are from Bring Arts. Now, the way to get this set was here. You're supposed to get like the special collector's edition of Kingdom Hearts 3, and it came with a set of these. Unfortunately, these things are very, very, very brittle. One of the most common things is with Donald, his foot breaks off, like his ankle breaks off. That didn't happen to me. However, something did happen. So because it is happening, I'm not going to be doing a review on these. Here, you can pose Goofy's ears. Unfortunately, his other ear was very, very brittle and snapped off. I tried gluing it back on, that didn't work out very well. So what I had to do was pretty much do plastic welding. I had to get a hot knife and touch like both ends of what broke, and like pretty much like force them back together. So it looks absolutely ugly, and it's not even like straight either. I can't even get it straight down anymore. And even then, I didn't even have much room for these figures on my shelf for my Kingdom Hearts display, because that shelf is just about full. So instead, I'm taking inspiration from the Toy Story 2 video game, where I'm having these guys explore the game room. So I'm having them explore, like, just be on top of my consoles in the background. And I'm probably going to have to do the same thing with Woody and Buzz when they come. Like, it sucks not having my action figures on my proper action figure display, but I ran out of room very quickly, at least on the Kingdom Hearts display. For My Hero Academia and Naruto, I got room for now, so they're fine. But Kingdom Hearts is just about tapped. Unless I take some figures off the shelf, which honestly I'm probably going to do that here pretty soon. Before I get into the big super cool stuff, I want to show you guys real quickly like things I forgot to show real quick. Because I just saw these, I'm like, snap, I forgot to show these off. The first thing I want to show off is this Blue Eyes Toon Dragon Funko Pop. I love Blue Eyes. Blue Eyes White Dragon is like one of my favorite Yu-Gi-Oh monsters, okay? And that whole archetype as well. So getting a pop of Blue Eyes Toon Dragon is so cool because he also comes on top of a Toon World book, and you see the castle popping up in the background. Like, this is a cool Funko Pop. I don't typically collect Funko Pops, but I also have one for Bulbasaur, and I have a few more. I have the whole Crash Bandicoot set. I've thought about doing a show and tell showing off all of those, but I pulled off all of those off my shelf, and I was ready to do a show and tell for it. And when I went to record the video, I'm like, man, I really don't want to do this right now. So I didn't make that video. If you want to see that show and tell, I could. But for the most part, when I tried it, I'm like, you know what? I'll pass. I'll pass. That might be a future project for now. Like, I don't care about that much. And when I got Pokemon Legends Arceus, I got it from Pokemon Center. So because of that, it came with this little Arceus plush, and it looks so cute. I love him. I was gonna have him in the living room for display with the Pokemon Build-A-Bears, but this is mine. I like this one. And also, I have my Bulbasaur Build-A-Bear over here with me as well, because that is mine as well. Actually, I'm not sure how well you can see that. There we go. There's our big boy. Yeah, that's my son. Originally, Michaela wanted to have that in the living room, and I said no. Eventually, he might go out there, but until then, he's hanging out here with us. It is too warm to have this on him anymore, so we are gonna take the hat and the scarf off because it's no longer winter, and we're gonna put these in storage for now. Also, I'm not sure if I said in a previous video that I got in this Mario Kart live thing. Yeah, I can't remember if I did this or not. I'm pretty sure I did. So I finally got to try this a couple of months ago. This thing's so sick. I love it. But the Bluetooth range on this thing is absolute garbage. So I have like 3 sections in my apartment, okay? I was hoping to go in at least 2 of them. I tried it doing it from the living room in the center. And I was trying to go like all the way out here into the game room, or maybe out all the way out there to the kitchen. No, it cannot do that. It can get about halfway until it's getting close to getting out of the range. And when you get out of the range, it stutters on the TV. So that sucks. But I think it's because of the walls in here as well, interfering with that, and also the Switch also being in the entertainment center. So that also interferes with Bluetooth, because apparently the Bluetooth sucks. But I got that thing for stupid cheap. Like, I think I got it for like $15, okay? And it came with all the cardboard. So for that, worth every penny. So if you find it for stupid cheap, honestly pick one up. It's so cool. But okay, let's get into the actual cool stuff. The main big bangers for this video. So on Easter Sunday, here my dad's friend, and he comes into the house and he's like, Kyle, do you know what a Nintendo Entertainment Deluxe is? I'm like, what the hell are you talking about? I know what a Nintendo Entertainment System is, but Deluxe, what you talking about? He's like, oh, I have it in the truck. Let me go grab it real quick. Like, so he goes into the truck and brings it in, and I immediately knew I had to have this thing. This mofo brings in this. He brings in the Nintendo Entertainment System Deluxe Set. So in this Deluxe Set, when you get it brand new, you can tell on the picture up front up here, you get Rob, you get his accessories, you get 2 controllers, a zapper, the system itself obviously, as well as Duck Hunt and Gyromite. But when he brought this in, first up, the box is actually in mostly good shape. Like, mostly over time you see like the cardboard starts to fade and wear out over time and just get thinner and more brittle. No, this thing has the full girth that it had back in the 80s. But the biggest problem with it, sadly, is on the bottom, it's fading on the Nintendo logo and Rob is discolored. But besides that, this thing, like, feels pristine. I love this, okay? But when we opened it up, we see that it has styrofoam, some manuals that are starting to deteriorate, but we see Rob and his accessories. But that's it. But Rob alone is already the most expensive piece out of this. The box, even in this condition, is worth so much. So I'm like, alright, I want it. How much do you want for this thing? At first, he wanted $40. So I said, $40? I will be right back. I ran to the bank, because there's an ATM there, thankfully. And I pulled out $40 out of savings because I didn't have enough money in checking. But this is definitely worth tapping out of savings for. So I tap out of savings, and I come back. And here, I guess my other dad's friend was talking to him saying how it's missing a lot of stuff out of this thing. So I come back, and he's like, alright, it is missing a lot of stuff. How does 20 sound? In my head, I'm like, I was already down for 40. For 20, that's even better. 20 bucks! So I got this box and Rob for 20 bucks. But there's a huge catch, sadly. Not only the fact that I had to fetch the rest of this stuff, but the battery corrosion in this thing was atrocious. At least in the little motor to get the top spinning. That thing was like long gone. I'm not sure if I can fix that. But Rob had a little bit of corrosion, but it wasn't awful. Like, as someone who works in a game store, I've seen a lot worse and seen them come back to life. And Rob looks completely clean. In fact, he's been back in this video this whole time. So here is Rob. He's a little dusty, but there has been no discoloration that you would see over the years. This thing has been trapped in an attic or basement, or he's been trapped in some room for a very long time in the box, and he still looks fantastic. Even the sticker looks good and stuff like that. Unfortunately, he cannot turn on. I tried putting in some fresh AA's in there. I had rechargeable AA's. I even let them recharge and put them in here. I'm not getting anything. I opened up the bottom and to see if like anything's wrong with the circuit board. I even know a guy who solders. He looked at it. He doesn't see anything wrong with this thing. So I don't know what's possibly wrong with this thing. But it doesn't turn on, and it makes me sad, because if I can get this thing functioning, that'd be so cool. But at the end of the day, even for $20 for just a shelf display, this looks amazing, especially in the condition that it's in. Just gonna put him back there, but hunting down everything else. So before this, I had an NES with one controller, so I had to hunt down the rest of it. Again, working at a retro video game store, I was able to find all this stuff relatively easily. The only thing I struggled with was Duck Hunt, which I found that a week or two later. It eventually came to one of the stores. So I called them, had it sent over, and now I have a mostly complete NES Deluxe Set. The only thing that's not complete is the games. The games don't have their boxes and manuals, which when you got this thing brand new, it did come in their boxes. But those games right now are stupid expensive, and since this thing doesn't work, I'm not very stressed out about getting these things complete in box. Now, Rob worked, and the motor worked and everything was fine and dandy. Absolutely would I not only try to find also a better looking NES, because the one I got is kind of faded, but I would also try to find those games complete in box and make this thing as complete as I can make it, because I can probably get some good money out of this in the future. Because right now, I think it's probably worth about like 800 bucks complete like this. But since Rob doesn't work, I'm not sure what that'll drop it down to. But I'm pretty sure for the box alone, it's already so valuable. And even a clean looking Rob, like, you know, like, I could probably still get some decent money out of that. But the rest of the things I want to show off are huge. These are also some big things. I actually gotta move the chair out of the way for this one, because I need as much room as I can get. So the first thing I want to show off is something you've already seen in some of the Sonic videos in the background, but I want to go in depth on how I got these. So the first thing I want to show off is this Sonic 2 poster. Now, with this one in particular, the way I got this poster was when we saw the movie on a Thursday night, like it was like before premiere, one of our theaters was like doing like a screening that was like 2 days early. I didn't see the one that was 2 days early, but I saw it the Thursday. And unfortunately, there was a kid next to us that wouldn't stop asking questions, wouldn't shut up, and eventually puked next to us. So we let the manager know, not in a Karen way, but like, we're like, hey, we just want to make sure this gets cleaned up. And the manager sounded a little distressed about that. He's like, I just got off break. So we're talking for a little bit. We're having good times, like good, vibing good and all that stuff. He gives us tickets to see the movie again, which, cool beans. And as we're talking, we're also talking about the post-credit scene, and of course, like, the vibes were there, so I pressed my luck. I'm like, what are my chances of getting one of these posters? And at first, I'm thinking in my head, okay, maybe after the movie's done playing, then he'll hook me up. No, he just pulls one out of nowhere, and he's just like, here you go, all rolled up. So I ordered frames immediately and got this. And oh man, this looks sick. So the next one I got is the one with them on the plane. Now the way I got this one is I knew a guy. Shout out to my buddy John. Here he works at a movie theater, like pretty much next door to where I work, okay? And he comes into my store all the time. And when I first met him, and he talked about how he worked at a theater, and of course the good vibes were there. We're all chilling, relaxing, having a good time. I tell him, what are the chances of you hooking me up with one of the Sonic 2 posters? And this was months before the movie even came out, okay? Like, so like, my chances were very slim anyway. Is like, I could try, no promises. And then he told me he got me a poster. So I'm like freaking out. I'm like, oh man, here we go. So in my head, I'm thinking, if it's the same poster, I'm gonna give it to my buddy Tyler. If it's a different poster, I'm gonna be selfish and keep it. And we got this one. So I was selfish and kept it. This thing's sick. My girlfriend likes this one more. I like the other one more, personally. Let me know in the comments, which one's your favorite poster out of the two? The plain, or what I like to call the Marvel ring, where every Marvel movie has like the same like concept art, and it's so stupid. Or I want to call it the Avengers art. How about that? Yeah, the Avengers art, because they do that so much. Even Spider-Man does that. Gold ring in the center and all. But of course, this was the beginning of a new hobby. So let's keep going. So the next poster we got is Wreck-It Ralph. And some of you are probably thinking, you got it because you got Sonic and Eggman right there. That's partially true, but there's actually more of a huge story to this. Now, I've actually had a legit movie theater poster of this in the past. Actually, 10 years ago, exactly 10 years ago, I had this. Unfortunately, living in the crappy place I lived in at the time, it got destroyed over time, sadly. It was even in a frame, and then it got destroyed in the frame. So I tried just hanging it up, and then it got even worse over time. So sadly, I threw that one away. But the reason why this poster is so special to me is because, also, by the way, as of this recording, it's actually it's this friend's birthday. So shout out to my boy Ricky. Happy birthday, Ricky. I love you. I miss you. So anyway, the point of this poster is it was our last movie that we saw together before he had to move down to I think South Carolina. Here, him and his dad got down on luck. They were homeless for a little bit. So they were going to stay for a couple of weeks. And while he was there, Wreck-It Ralph was coming out. So he and I recorded a video together of us playing Sonic and Sega All-Stars Racing, the first one. And we had really crappy hardware at the time, a very crappy capture card. I used a webcam microphone. However, I keep that video on my channel because it means so much to me. So if you want to see that video of if you want to hear the sounds of me sounding 10 years younger, I'll provide that link in the description if you really want to see that. It's something different, or you can click up there, I guess. But this is our last movie that we saw together. I originally wanted it because it had Sonic and Eggman on it, but I didn't know that it was going to be our last time together. So I bought it again, like in memory of that. But like, we've been friends throughout our whole childhoods, and I love them so much. Like, I love Ricky, and there's also another friend named Taylor. We were like a trifecta, okay? We always hung out together. And this is the last time, you know? And again, it's, like, this holds a huge place in my heart, so I want to keep this thing forever. And like I said earlier, there was a trifecta of us. So there was another movie that me and my friend Taylor, I tried finding a poster for the last movie that we saw. I couldn't find that poster because that one's very difficult to find. It was the last YuGiOh movie that came out. So instead, I managed to find something else, a poster of the first movie that we saw together. That is the first YuGiOh movie. Now, first up, I love this art so much because it has a giant dual disc on it. I love the dual disc so much. Like, whenever I see anything YuGiOh, the first thing I check out is, let me see that dual disc. Now, I remember when we first saw this movie, and we even got the promo cards too. Like, I originally got Pyramid of Light, which I feel like is the most common one out of the four. And then there's also, he got Sorcerer of Dark Magic. Eventually, over time, I managed, like very shortly, probably within the year that the movie came out, I managed to get all 4 promo cards, and I was really excited for that. Speaking of promo cards, there's Blue Eye Shining Dragon, baby! He looks so sick! Now, we got this poster for stupid cheap. I think Brick Boy bought this? I can't remember. I remember I was at least talking to Brick Boy about this. So shout out to Brick Boy anyway. He's one of the boys I hung out with over at Too Many Games on Friday. It was pretty sick. Love hanging out with him and Josh. But yeah, this poster looks sick. I love this too. Now, the first 3 posters I showed you were all hanging out in the living room. And these things are 27 by 40. These things are big, okay? You can tell how big they are compared to me, okay? These things are big. And originally, me and my girlfriend's rule was, this room is all mine. I can do whatever I want with it. But the living room was all hers. Until I got these posters. This one, however, does stay in this room. Like, it hangs up above her dresser. And then I have a nice display of all my YuGiOh stuff all in like one little corner type of thing. So it looks nice. But of course there's no stopping there. Of course we gotta have more. And all of these that I've shown you so far, and even the next one I'm gonna show you, these are all authentic movie theater posters. This one we just got off eBay. Same thing with Wreck-It Ralph. We got those ones off eBay. But the way you can tell that these are legit because they have a glossy finish, and obviously the print is super high definition and stuff like that. And on the other side, sometimes they're either printed fully or printed halfly. So that's supposed to compensate for the light going through it from the back of the frame that you would see in a movie theater. Because if it was just a white background, the thing would just look faded, okay? The colors would be about like halfway, so it would look poopy. But these all look good. My camera's dying, so I gotta wrap this up very quickly. So let's show you the last one real quickly. If you're gonna have a YuGiOh poster, of course you gotta have the rival. You gotta have the first Pokemon movie poster. Now, we got a first one, and that thing was a bootleg, and I was very sad, because the guy said it was original. But this one, I actually found the guy locally. Again, shout out to Brick Boy for actually finding him for me. This guy lived very close. He's been collecting posters since like the 80s and 90s, so he's been having a huge lot of posters. So he has more. He has another Pokemon poster like this, but it's not this exact same one, but it's still from the first movie. But he has a huge collection, and I'm looking through, and I found 2 I want. And he said, if you want more, just let me know. I'll give you a discount outside of eBay. I'm like, shit, okay. So I found 2 that I want. Michaela hated the idea, but at first it was only 1. But if I buy her this other poster, it's one of her favorite movies, then we'll get them. But I'm not going to tell you what they are, because that's going to be in a future show and tell. But this is sick. This is absolutely sick. But that's it for the show and tell. So if you're new and you like what you saw, you know what to do. In the description, there's my social media. So if you want to follow me on anything, do that. If you want to talk to me, my DMs are open, but I prefer my streams. I like talking to my streams more. It just feels more personal, I guess. I don't know. It's just easier, I guess. But I want to do another show and tell eventually. Probably in a couple of months. But this one was way too long. So I'm sorry for that. I'll try not to do this again. But I hate to wrap this up. I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching this video all the way to the end. I love you guys so much. And I will see y'all whenever. So peace.